is SVC appointed to a vector of 2048 for signed bytes that are at the encrypted disk sector and will be decrypted. The second is key, a vector of 6 unsigned bytes, the decrypted title key.
Okay, everybody, we're going to go into our case studies and go over our midterm expectations as well. So what we're looking at for case studies is FIRAC, the Facts Information Resource. We'll go back to the beginning. Facts issue rule analysis and conclusion. So read through FIRAC again to give yourself a brief explanation or a review of this. We're going back to case studies now. Now, we've got some really good example case studies, the BTK killer, the man that eats flash drive, and Melanie McGuire, which is really interesting as well. But for your assignment, you'll go into your case assignment, and you're basically set to find a current digital forensics case. You can use the ones that are there, but I recommend looking out and finding something that interests you because it'll make it a little bit more fun. A 250 to 500 word essay, about 2 to 3 pages, examining the FIRAC on the digital forensics case you found interesting. All right. So if you're interested and you just want to get into it some more, look at the Art of Deception forward. That's right here, the unpublished chapter. I came across it a few years ago to Kevin Mitnick's book, The Art of Deception, where basically it goes into some really interesting case examples and how he felt personally on his own prosecution. Additionally, if you look for Eric Cooley or Eric Corley, you'll find some additional cases that are really, really interesting, and we'll even point you to another organization. I'll let you figure it out if you can figure out what organization he's related to. Big, big deal. So if you want to see some real-time examples of what happened, go to the website takedown.com. And here you're going to find evidence. You're going to find some tours and Susumu Shimomura's Markov and Kevin Mitnick biographies that are there as well. Some of these evidences are really, really cool. Like you can look at some of the Telnets sessions that pop up. There's some pop-ups here, so you're going to have to allow it. Let's see if it'll allow it here in just a second. Oh, that's right. It doesn't work very well in Chrome. I don't think it works very well in Internet Explorer either, but we'll give it a shot real quick. I think Firefox is the one it worked the best with. All right. And if you're curious, Takedown or Trackdown was a movie done with Skeet Ulrich in the late to early 2000s. Pretty crazy movie that they were trying to run with. We get analysis from the machine itself. We get some logins. We get photos that were separated out or stolen from Susumu Mashimura. Let's see. Transcripts from the case. This is what I'm really wanting to pull up here. there is a way to look at this evidence here, and that's what I really want to see is these. Oh, well, I don't have Telnet installed, so you'll have to install Telnet to pull that up. That's why. Oh, and this takes forever to do. So we'll let this go and see if we can't get this to finish up what we're doing here. Close the tabs, go back. All right, so really fun to look at the real-time transcripts, Telnet sessions, anything that's on that takedown. You can also go for the CNET tour, which explains in detail, and probably the most practical one that I can show you, where, all right, Telnet is open text. There's no encryption on it. SSH is encrypted, but back then they didn't really have SSH. So when you go through your Windows features, install Telnet client. It's going to take a little bit of time, so be patient. And the unpublished chapter, again, here we go. This is basically chapter 1, what he thought. All right, so we'll continue on. That is your case study assignment. At this point in time, we're getting ready for our midterms. Up until midterms, once midterm comes, it's basically your best idea of what is available to you and what you can do as far as your grade is concerned. If you haven't turned it in by midterms, everything before midterms, case study, chapter 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, gets locked out. You cannot pull this again. This is basically your opportunity to catch up. The case study and your midterm. While it may seem like midterm isn't very easy, but it is basically the midpoint of the course. To help you with the midterm and achieve the best grade you can, you've got 50 random questions for 120 minutes. To help you prepare, I've loaded up a midterm Quizlet set where you can play any of these games: spelling, flashcards, learning, a test, a matching, a little game where you can play, basically, you protect the planets. As it comes in, you type the answer. So the answer to digital forensics examiners can get technical training certifications from which of the following? Probably not a good idea to go at this one yet, because it's a lot longer. You need to go through this a couple of times. But there's more than one game, and that's what we're trying to get at here. If you guys are looking for examples and answers and what you're going to be looking for, I've got a big, long listing of all the questions that are going to be on your quiz. Because it's 50 random questions, it could be any of these. But you get a big, long laundry list of things. You can play flashcards. My flashcards give you, it's not so. Oh, there's the auto quicks. Some of these work better for examples, you know, when it gives you a true or false, you know. But here is your set. If you are interested in, there is a really cool way you can do this. Let's see. There was a game that you could play with your friends, but I believe I probably got to start that. Yeah, the live one is fun. If you guys are interested in, you can export the questions and create your own Quizlet and create a live game. Probably won't be done by you guys, so I don't think you will be that interested in it. But you got some midterm terms, question banks, things like that you can review for your quiz. Quiz is a one-shot, one-go, 50 questions, 120 minutes. At that point in time, we'll have everything graded, so you'll know where you stand in the course. You can figure out whether you want to make a withdrawal, you're going to continue with the course, or maybe you just figured out, hey, I need to really buckle down and try harder. Any event, you can always check with your instructor to see what is going to happen, what you can do to further your grade. So until we read again in chapter 6 after midterms, this is it for this Case Studies and Midterms broadcast.